updated Anti-Burnout Notion Digital Planner is here. Let me tell you something. I've tried it all. I've done Erin Condren, I've bullet journaled, I've tried like every productivity app out there, from ClickUp to Trello to Asana. I've tried them all. My parents used to joke that I was single-handedly killing trees with all the notebooks I went through when I was a kid. So when I tell you that nothing, and I mean nothing, has met my needs as a solopreneur, professional tutor, and just high achiever in general, like Notion has, I mean it.
And trust me, it didn't happen overnight. I've spent years experimenting, tweaking, and building systems to help me stay on top of my goals without feeling completely overwhelmed. And that's what led me to create the Anti-Burnout Notion Digital Planner.
So trust me when I say this isn't just another random template. It's the result of years of trial and error, experimenting, and finding the systems that work for ambitious solopreneurs who want to get shit done and not burn out doing it. It's your personal assistant, your second brain, and your business manager, all rolled into one. And if I say so myself, it looks damn good doing it.
Here's the thing. When you're trying to do it all, grow your business, juggle a full-time job, stay on top of personal goals, burnout can creep in fast. The chaos feels constant. You've got sticky notes everywhere, a dozen apps that don't talk to each other, and no central system to help you prioritize what actually matters.
Sound familiar? If you're nodding along, you're not alone. I've been there, and I know how exhausting it feels. Juggling everything, and you don't feel like you have a system that keeps up with your ambition. That's where the Anti-Notion Digital Planner comes into play. And let me just tell you right now, this isn't my first rodeo. This is version 3 of the planner. And maybe I'm biased, but this is by far the most streamlined, seamless, but simultaneously comprehensive version of this planner I have ever created. Started completely from scratch this year and brought only the systems that I know and trust from my systems into the planner. The ones that I personally believe are instrumental for your success. All the BS, fluff, redundancies, they're gone. And what you're getting is a system that is lean, powerful, and designed specifically for solopreneurs who want to get shit done without getting bogged down and overwhelmed in the process. So with all that being said, I've got my coffee here. Let's go ahead and dive into some of the updates in this year's Notion Digital Planner.
All right, before we get going too far into this, let's talk about some of the features that have stayed the same. So inside of this planner, we have maintained the essential dashboard structure while introducing a lot of improvements to organization and efficiency. So the HQ looks very, very similar to the old version of this planner. But we've also enhanced and streamlined the goal tracking inside of some of these platforms. For example, the OKR goals. There was a lot of redundancy in the previous version of the OKR goals, but now what it's doing is it's pulling the month and quarterly reviews from our essential review structure. If you're not aware, one of the core things that I have built inside of this is my signature review system. You get all of my current weekly, monthly, quarterly, and yearly reviews down to KPI tracking, charts, and so much more. The OKR system now leverages those reviews so we're creating less redundancy in keeping track of the months, quarters, etc., that our various objectives and projects are due. Additionally, there is still tremendous and robust focus on productivity, task management, and project focus. So our productivity hub is very, very similar, with one really, really important update in the tasks database, and that is leveraging our new Notion automations for recurring tasks. Recurring tasks are literally easier than ever. They're now actually recurring tasks using this setup. So all you have to do is indicate in this column how frequently a task is set to repeat, and your systems will do the rest. My personal favorite quick capture page is also still a part of this structure. We've got our tasks inbox, notes inbox, and content ideas inbox, but I've added a couple new features in here as well to really help us business owners out there keep track of our contacts and new clients with these contact managers on our quick capture page. So anytime you are in the middle of a random day or idea and you need to jot down a new contact, conversation, note inside of your system, this quick capture page has been updated and integrated to help you do that. So those are some of the things that have been maintained inside of this planner. Let's talk about some of the new features. First and foremost, I've updated the daily check-ins with my current system for how to check in and check out of your day. And you'll also see here that there's a new habit tracker inside of here. I have constantly been fighting with habit trackers and trying to find a habit tracker that wasn't tedious to maintain, that wasn't overly complicated, and that was easy to tweak and modify as the habits I needed to keep track of change. This habit tracker actually does that. And we have a sync block across all of the different views so that we can easily log the habits for any given day, and a really, really cool chart to help us keep track. To show you what this looks like, which you've actually got a lot of data in it, take a peek at my habit tracker. So you'll really get a feel for how you're doing with your habits over time, and it's super helpful. One of the big additions that I made is adding in a themes database where you can create themed days to help you stay focused in your business and in your life. This is definitely a very business owner focused aspect of this template because I definitely find theming your days is a really important way to stay focused as a business owner. Otherwise, you end up ping-ponging around to 80 bajillion different types of activities and you're not as productive. As with everything in this planner, there's a video inside of our walkthrough course, which is Notion centered, to teach you how to use this themes database. But I highly, highly recommend doing so. And you can see all of those theme days are linked from our main dashboard here. But now let's peek inside of the business hub. If you are a solopreneur, this is the Notion template for you because I have given you all of my best Notion systems for keeping track of your business, from sales to products to clients and so much more. So we've got a really, really clean interface on this main page here that organizes things into different categories, kind of like the different teams you might have if you were a corporation: marketing and advertising, products and services, operations, sales, and mindset. And inside of each of these, you get some very, very helpful templates to help you stay organized. Let's look at the marketing and advertising to get a feel for it. I've given you a place to keep track of your brand visuals, from hex codes to logos to typography to your brand's vibe. All of that can be kept track inside of here. We, of course, have a content calendar. I took out some of the redundant features of this content calendar that I found just weren't super useful to me and really streamlined it so that we can see our upcoming content, the content statuses, and the content by platform super, super easily. We also have a place to track content analytics. Now, I highly recommend using Notion Social. I've talked about it before in a previous video, and inside of this planner, I gave you direct access to my affiliate link. Now, why do I recommend this with this dashboard? Because Notion Social will automatically pull in the content analytics from any piece of content that you post, which is why this is such a helpful third-party integration to really level up this planner. We've also got a place to keep track of your buyer persona, which is very straightforward, but perhaps some of my favorite views inside of here are the SEO and B-roll tracker. So if you are a YouTuber or you're doing any B-roll content for your social media, this is a place to help you keep track of it. We also have an SEO page here because SEO has been one of the best things for me in my business, and I want to give you the tools to track your keywords, how they're ranking, and what you're doing to improve them. You'll see inside of here, we've got a place to see all of our ranked keywords, a place to track how we're doing with our SEO. And once you get data inside of here, your SEO tracker is going to start to look something like this. Obviously, lower numbers are better with SEO. We want to rank more highly, which means we want to be like 1 to something within the 1 to 10 range. But this is a really great tool for helping you keep track of that. So that's our improved marketing and advertising hub. Let's take a look at the product and services hub. Inside of the product and services hub, you'll have a place to see your gallery view of all of your products, a list view of all of your products, and then these nitty-gritty details are actually linked to our sales hub so that we can keep track of our sales by product. There's also a place to see your user journey map. This is a built-in Notion template, but I've been finding it very, very useful. A place for your product launch tracker so you can keep track of your launches more easily, and a place to keep track of your core tools and teachings. This is something that I've really enjoyed using in my business because sometimes we have so many different tools we're pulling from as coaches or consultants or whatever that we might forget some of them. And this core tools and teachings database is meant to be a place to help you easily organize the different tools that you're using in your business and the different things that you're recommending so that you're not storing all that damn information in your brain. Next, let's take a look at our operations hub. This has a lot of different components to it, but one of the core places is your business profile to keep track of all of the essential information for your business, from finances to, your EIN numbers, all of those important pieces of information. I also have a place for you to keep track of your purpose, mission, vision, and values. If you don't know them, you really should. For running your business, it's going to help prevent burnout, keep you aligned, keep you fulfilled, and make sure that you have a strong brand presence. Next, we've got a place to track our SOPs, including an SOP template down here, a place to keep track of your referral and affiliate links, which is an invaluable but very simple resource. And I also give you a template to host a Notion course inside of here. Now, this is the exact same template that I use for the walkthrough course that helps teach you how to use your planner and customize this planner for your own needs. And I figured if you want to host a course inside of Notion, I'd give you access to the same template as well. Additionally, inside of operations, we have a place to keep track of our software and apps, including how much we pay for those various different softwares, to keep track of meetings if you're meeting with clients, to keep track of your client journey, which is something that you can absolutely update, and also a place for your burnout proof business review. This is actually one of the opt-ins and freebies I offer inside of my business. And I figure if you're using the Notion Digital Planner, you definitely need your hands on this. It helps you identify the places inside of your business that may or may not be burning you out so that you can course correct and make adjustments to get out of that place. Next, we've got our Sales Hub, and the Sales Hub really takes advantage of the Notion charts features that were launched this fall. So in here, we've got our core Sales Hub where we're tracking all of the sales that are coming into your business. Now, I definitely recommend, to save yourself from doing this manually, that you sync up this database to Zapier. If you're not sure how to do that, go ahead and head on over to my description, access my Automation 101 course where I introduce you how to use Zapier to set up automations like this. If you really want to deep dive into how to use Zapier, then check out my Sustainable Systems School where I teach you how to set up all of these tech and automations to really, really level up your Notion Digital Planner. We also have a place to keep track of leads, clients, and a CRM for our business, which is obviously an invaluable tool. But more so than that page, I tend to use this page right here, which is a visual representation of the leads you brought in by month, the clients by status, your converted clients by source, and clients by service. Basically, a lot of really helpful information if you are a solopreneur who is trying to scale your business. You'll also be able to see the clients who are currently in your pipeline, your active clients, and any of your contacts inside of this system. And then last but not least, we have the Outreach Dashboard. This is another tool that I have found to be invaluable inside of my business. I have two separate databases where I'm keeping track of things. One is my People CRM, which is generally where I keep track of new contacts that I've made in my business or in my personal life. And the other is a CRM, which is where I keep track of leads in my business. Not all of your contacts are gonna be leads. So what this outreach tracker does is it gives me a place to organize the contacts that I'm making, and also if a contact turns into a potential lead, to bring that person over easily and seamlessly into my CRM and pull any of the information I might need from their contact profile into their profile in the CRM. This might seem overly complicated, but sometimes you want to keep track of different connections you've made for collaborations, but those collaborations don't always turn into leads and customers in your business. I don't think they're any less important for us to keep track of, and this outreach tracker has been a game-changing tool that I've been using inside of my business to help me keep track of all of these things. You can also manage all of your clients and their client projects and track sales results. There's also some links down here to some places for our sales dashboard, sales by month, and sales by product. So the sales dashboard has gotten a really, really robust upgrade. Last but not least, we've got our mindset dashboard. And this has some really, really cool tools inside of it for keeping track of your ideal week. So you can use this place to lay out what your sustainable schedule is, which this is also based off of a previous masterclass I gave. A place to dive into your biz mindset so you can get very, very clear on who you are, who you serve, what your vision is for your business, and why you show up every day in business. A proof journal, which I highly recommend for gathering testimonials, as well as for keeping track of just random comments people make. Sometimes we need that external validation to give us a mindset boost in our business, and this tool really helps us do that. Now, my previous versions of this dashboard also had some really, really awesome templates inside of them, and don't worry, these templates are still here. We still have the educator dashboard you can absolutely apply and take advantage of if you are an educator, and will find a use for this layout. It's got a place to keep track of your classes, your students, your lessons plans, your resources, topics, and so much more. So that is a template you can take advantage of. And there's also a template for corporate employees, particularly for managers. This template has a place for you to keep track of projects and goals, naturally, tasks and notes. But if you are a manager, you get access to the very team tracker I used back when I used to be a manager a couple years ago. This is the template that I use to keep track of all of the information for my new team members, their phone numbers, their time zones, tasks. If I'm recommending them for a raise or a promotion, you get access to all of that inside of here, and it's going to be a super, super helpful template for you.
This planner has changed how I manage my life and business, and I'm not even sugarcoating things when I say that. Because for me, it's become not just about getting things done, which, trust me, that's super important to me, but it's so much more than that. It's about getting shit done in a way that actually feels good and feels sustainable, so that I can be working my business 10, 15, 20 years from now, and I don't burn out in the first 5. I can't tell you how many times in the past I felt like I was drowning in tasks, juggling too much, constantly running on empty. With this planner, I finally feel like I'm in control. I said it earlier in the video, and I'll say it again, it feels like having a personal assistant and like a literal second brain that handles all of the chaos for me so I can focus on what actually matters. Doing the work I love and loving how I do it. Here's the one time in this video where I'm gonna get a teeny bit salesy. Because right now the Anti-Burnout Notion Digital Planner version 3 is on Black Friday sale. With all the changes, upgrades, and improvements I made to the planner this fall, the price is gonna be going up. But right now for Black Friday, you're gonna get it for 50% off. Like, after Cyber Monday, that price is going back up. So don't wait, get yourself a Christmas present and grab your copy of the Anti-Burnout Notion Digital Planner for $75. The link is in the description below, so grab your copy and transform the way you work and live. This planner is everything you need to cut the chaos in your life and business and get shit done in a way that feels as good as it looks. Because friend, I know how much you have on your plate, okay? I know how ambitious you are, and I know that you're ready for a system that works as hard as you do. This planner is your game changer. It's gonna help you do the epic shit you're meant to do, and it's gonna help you feel damn good while doing it. So grab your copy now, and I will see you inside of that walkthrough course.